What's going on, guys? This is David here. In today's video, I'm going to show you 10 of the best free iOS 11 through 11.1.2 compatible Electra jailbreak tweaks. Starting off the list at number 10, we have day-night switch, and essentially all this does is it replaces the enabled and disabled switch toggles to, if it's enabled, it has the sun and the clouds, and then if it's disabled, it has the stars. This is sort of a cool visual tweak, and it's free as well as all of these other tweaks on this list. It's something interesting to take a look at. So this is the default way that the settings pages look. So it could be better, right? A tweak called Circle Icons at number 9 aims to fix that. So here's the tweak in action. You guys can see it just kind of looks a little bit better. There are circular icons, as exactly that you would think from the tweak. There are circular icons instead of just having those square icons. So I think it looks a little bit more interesting. It looks a little bit more visually appealing. And of course, if at any time you want the regular style icons back, you can just go into the settings for circle icons and you can bring back the regular view. Also, you can turn off icons completely and just have no icons show up, and it's just all text showing what all the individual settings are. Originally, I wasn't going to show this, but I figured I probably should because I knew everybody in the comments was going to ask me about this. Cast is the tweak that I'm using that basically animates those different UI views that you see in the settings app and various different things in that specific way. So there's stretch, there's fade, there's a bunch of different ways of animating these different UI views. And while this technically isn't on the list, I figured I would just include it. All the tweaks in this video, except for this one, are on default repos. So Big Boss, this one is available on Ryan Petrich's beta repo, and the link to his beta repo will be down below in the description as well as on your screen. Ever wonder how to change the carrier text from Verizon or AT&T, Sprint, T-Mobile to Pac-Man or an Apple logo or Nike or something like that? At number 8, we have Zeppelin. The idea of Zeppelin itself is simple. Just replace the carrier text on the top left of your device with something more interesting. So you could name it whatever, but it goes beyond that. You can have an Apple logo there if you want. You can have Android, Iron Man, Nike. There's so many different choices here, and you can download even more in Cydia. You can add sources, or you can go through Big Boss and look at all of the various different packages. There are a bunch of things that you can do with this tweak. For some reason on iOS 11, this is giving me a little bit of issues here. There's some bugs that need to be worked out and fixed, so by the time that you get this, it might be fixed. There might be an update out there, but if you're getting some bugs that I'm getting, just keep turning the tweak on and off, on and off, on and off, and switch between some of the logos, and eventually it probably should work for you. I'm sure you're like the regular iOS user. All you have on all of your app icons are notifications. You can see on my App Store icon, I have so many notifications. Well, this tweak has you covered. If you 3D touch on the app and hit clear badge notifications, you guys can see, courtesy of number 7, clear badges 3D touch 10, it gets rid of all of the badges on the app icon. Obviously, you will need a 3D touch enabled device, so an iPhone 6s or above. You might be able to use it with those tweaks that enable like a fake 3D touch, but it, obviously doesn't compare to the real thing. I think visual tweaks are going to be a fairly common thing on this list. At number 6, we have BlurryLaunch. If we go into the settings for this tweak, you can see there's blur theme, blur strength. There's so many different colors and so many different combinations and all this stuff that you can customize. It's really an awesome tweak. You guys can see that when I launch applications, it gives off a blur effect. You can change the color, you can change the strength, which is the amount that it actually blurs. You can also change the duration as well, so that's how long that the blur actually lasts for until it fades away. Interestingly enough, it hasn't needed an update in a long time, so a lot of the times when you just jailbreak for the first time and it's a brand new jailbreak and you try to install this, it just works right off the bat. Number 5 is pull to respring. This pretty much is self-explanatory. As you guys can see, you go into the settings app, you pull the page down, and then it will automatically respring your device. This is just a quick and easy way to respring. On Snapchat, you can double tap on the camera to flip the camera, so you can make it use the front camera or the back camera. And the question is, why can't you do that on the default camera? Well, with this tweak called Tap Tap Flip, you can. In default iOS, there are 4 columns on the home screen. This tweak called Better 5-Column Home Screen does just that. It's pretty self-explanatory. At number 2, we have SimpleLS. This I featured, as well as a couple of other tweaks on this list, in a previous video that I had done before. As the name implies, it gives off a simple lock screen look. We can go into the settings and we can look more into different various options that we have. So we can go ahead and go into the SimpleLS settings. And then from there, there's a default option, there's a simple option. If we go into more, you can see that there's an option for 24 hours or for 12 hours. So you can configure that. You can also hide press to unlock. And you can also use custom press to unlock text. So if you actually saw it, that is why instead of it saying press to unlock, it says why so serious. There's also a weather widget. As you guys can see, it's 45 degrees outside. And if you press hard enough, you can actually move around the different UI elements on the screen. So the time I can move around and the weather widget, but it was being really sort of annoying here and it actually wasn't letting me move it around. Of course, when I record this video, it's not letting me move it, but after a few tries, it should work, and then you can move it around and move it various different places on your lock screen. So if you have a specific wallpaper, it might look better at a different position on your lock screen, so that really comes in handy. Last but not least, the one you've all been waiting for, at number 1, we have... Can I get a drum roll? Of course that's not what it is. At number 1, we have Cylinder. Competitor to Barrel, honestly, I really didn't even use this tweak that much until I started making this video. I love Barrel. I'm a Barrel guy. But when I saw all of the different various things that you could achieve using this, all the various different effects that you could achieve, I was blown away. If you've been in this community for long enough, Barrel is a legacy tweak. It's huge. Everyone loves it. Everyone knows it, and everyone knows it as much as they know Activator. And for those of you that don't, well, just watch what I'm about to do. You can make so many different combinations. And what's different about Cylinder versus what's different about Barrel is that you can have multiple different combinations, multiple different effects all going on at the same time. Barrel does this, but you have to have them randomized. This, you can create a bunch of different combinations and have a bunch of different effects on top of each other. And it makes for some cool visual effects on your device. I love the classics, so when I saw I couldn't install Barrel on iOS 11, I was a little bit sad. But this is a pretty good alternative, and it is free. Now, I could sit here for hours and play with this. For hours, you could do so many different combinations, and you could just do so many different things with this. And I think that's the reason why this alone is my top 1 choice for right now. Just because this is a tweak that's in default repos that you could go grab. You could go grab it right now for free, and you can achieve all of these various different effects. Anyway, guys, that pretty much wraps up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy and you found this helpful, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, let me know down below in the comment section which tweak was your favorite. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, this is David, signing out. Peace. Yes, finally. Electra top Jailbreak tweaks video is finally done. Finally.